Hey there, it's finally Friday. From the KUOW newsroom, this is Seattle Now. I'm Patricia Murphy with today's top stories. It's August 21st. Seattle's mayor wants to speed up pedestrian safety projects throughout the city as deaths and injuries are on the rise. Casey Martin reports.
Aaron Roche coaches track and field at Cleveland High School in Seattle's Beacon Hill neighborhood. When students go for a run, they cross a busy, often dangerous road, and sometimes cars honk at them.
It's frustrating when you see people just kind of take the safety of others into their own hands when they're driving unsafely.
So Roche wrote to the city, spoke at meetings, and about 2 years later, that spot is getting flashing beacons to help kids cross the street safely. Now, Mayor Katie Wilson wants to speed up projects like this all over the city. On Friday, she signed an executive order directing city agencies to move faster and prioritize improvements like crosswalks, walk signals, and how roads are designed. The goal is to end all traffic deaths and major injuries in Seattle by 2030. Casey Martin, KUOW News.
King County has created a fund to help deliver services to immigrants and refugees living in the southern part of the county. It follows cuts from the Trump administration that have helped support these communities. More from KNKX reporter Freddie Menares.
The Trump administration has narrowed access to programs such as SNAP and Medicaid. So the county is putting $900,000 from its public health budget into a new fund. Matias Valenzuela is with Public Health Seattle and King County.
We're hearing people losing access to services, people losing access to benefits.
The money from this new fund could pay for things such as food delivery and programs that focus on mental health. The money could also be used for public safety education and rapid response training.
There's communities that are needing to organize, needing to have oftentimes plans for their families. What happens if somebody in a family gets deported, and what do people need to do?
The county is partnering with two nonprofits that are contributing to the fund. In Seattle, I'm Freddie Menares.
Boeing engineers and tech workers have rejected Boeing's contract offer. The company said no new negotiations have been scheduled. Workers could strike as soon as October 7th. Joshua McNichols has that story.
Brian Corliss is a spokesperson for the Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace. He said the union's negotiating team actually endorsed the offer.
I thought it was a good one. We got significant movement on just about every one of our priorities without having to give up anything in return. But our membership said, hey, this isn't enough.
Corliss said workers are concerned with declines in product quality and safety and don't trust management. In a statement, Boeing expressed disappointment. Company Vice President Ben Nimmergut said Boeing would have to take money that would have gone to worker raises and spend it on preparing for a strike instead. Joshua McNichols, KUOW News.
We've been saying this a lot lately. If you're getting out and about this weekend, traffic could be bad. Here's why. Southbound I-405 will close between Bellevue and Renton beginning at 11:30 tonight until 4 a.m. Monday. Montlake Boulevard will close between East Hamlin Street and East Louisa Street from 10 p.m. tonight until 6 a.m. Monday. And on State Route 99, the northbound lanes will close at the First Avenue South Bridge beginning at 5 a.m. on Saturday until early Monday morning. Electric scooter and bike riders in Seattle plan to meet up again this weekend for another big group ride. Here's Casey Martin again.
It's called a Lime Takeover. Hundreds of people, many of them teenagers, rent a Lime scooter or bike and take to the streets, riding together in a big group. The trend started in Minneapolis earlier this month, where many people were banned by Lime after riding onto the highway. That didn't happen at Seattle's first two takeovers, though some riders did zoom between cars, pop wheelies, and even rode through the water of International Fountain at Seattle Center. A Lime spokesperson told KUOW that they have technology to detect if someone is riding dangerously. The company did warn, ban, and fine some Seattle riders, but it isn't clear how many. The next takeover is set for Saturday, starting in Pioneer Square. Seattle police ask that people, quote, please, please, please wear a helmet. Casey Martin, KUOW News.
Efforts to legalize psilocybin statewide in Washington have stalled in recent years. Meanwhile, in Oregon, a new study of their legal psilocybin program found relatively few negative reactions. OPB's Amelia Templeton has more.
The study involved about 350 clients of legal psilocybin service centers across the state. Researchers collected data for 3 months after they took the psychedelic. Psilocybin isn't treated strictly like a medicine in Oregon. People can seek it for any reason, and many in the study cited curiosity, as well as their mental health. Study author and OHSU researcher Todd Korthus says a key goal was to see how the safety signals from Oregon compare to the results of far more regulated clinical trials.
Many people thought that because it was a less controlled environment, there would be more adverse events, and we simply haven't seen that.
About 1% reported serious adverse reactions, including worsening depression and new thoughts of self-harm. Most participants reported fewer symptoms of anxiety and depression, and more than half ranked the experience as among the most meaningful of their lives. In Portland, I'm Amelia Templeton.
When they migrate to the Pacific Northwest in the summer, purple martins rely on human-made structures for their nesting sites. The Tacoma Parks Department maintains some of the boxes, and it seems they're being used. Northwest Public Broadcasting's Lauren Gallup reports.
Down at the Point Defiance Marina in Tacoma, people are seeing purple martin chicks. That's proof that the nesting boxes the zoo put up a little over a year ago are attracting the migrating birds. Zachary Hahn is the Conservation Program Coordinator for Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium. He says since people have been putting up more nesting sites for the birds, we're seeing more of them in the South Sound.
Without the boxes, the birds wouldn't be having as much of a recovery in the region.
As we walk along the boardwalk, Hahn gets out his binoculars and asks his colleague to take a look.
Sam, who is this? Hello? Yeah. That's a purple martin. Yep.
These birds have dark bluish-purple feathers. They have blunt tails and are bigger than other swallows. Right now, the adult purple martins are foraging for large insects to feed their chicks. The birds swoop down to the nesting sites to feed, then back up into the sky to collect more food. They'll do this until their babies are ready for migration this fall, all the way to South America. In Tacoma, I'm Lauren Gallup.
Finally today, congrats to the Little League team from Tacoma. They squeaked past Texas today in the Little League World Series. Final score, 4-3. They play Nevada on Sunday, beginning at 6 a.m. Seattle time. Next week on Seattle Now, the federal government recently opted to open millions of acres of public lands in Washington to cattle grazing. Cows radically change the landscape, and the expansion will likely increase wildfire risk.
The biggest wildfires we've had in the West, in at least Washington, Oregon, right? They've been on grasslands.
Hear more Monday morning. That's all for today from the KUOW newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst. I'm Patricia Murphy. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. Have a great weekend.